Okay.
We got a live one. We got a live one.
Okay.
We got a live one.
It's live and direct and in effect.
And in effect.
And we're coming at your neck like a Nike check.
Right.
We ain't ducking no wreck, no smoke.
That's the sound I love to hear. Coming to you live from the Sit Your Ass Down studios. Welcome to the Me and D
Pops and Son
podcast.
for that ass.
For that ass.
For that ass.
For that ass.
No Diddy.
No Diddy, no doubt.
Absolutely
Today
not.
is May the 4th, 2025. I can't believe it's already May.
Woo.
Where's this year going? Other
This is the
than into
Matrix.
2026.
It's the Matrix.
Man,
That's
May
crazy.
4th, 2025. We thank you all so much for listening to us hot off the press. I wanted to
Hot
bring it
off
up
the
right
press.
off the top. It's official. Terrence Bud Crawford will take on
Bud.
Saul Canelo Alvarez. Michael Buffer style on September 12th this year. Man,
gonna
we've
be
been
lit.
waiting on this fight.
Oh yeah.
We've been talking about this for what, 2 years now, I want to say?
Yeah,
It
probably
seems like
going
it's
on.
coming up on 2 years.
Yeah, coming up on 2 years. Pretty close too, because they had to get all the details situated.
All the details situated is giving Bud a chance to bulk up. I saw him last night at the fight because I thought it was odd he was at the fight on Friday night because it was
Okay.
a 2-day event. It started in New York, Times Square,
New York.
and then it wrapped up last night in Saudi Arabia.
Saudi.
By the time that fight was over with Canelo, they said it was 7 o'clock in the morning. The sun was coming up. They said that was the first time that any of them had been to a boxing match.
That's crazy.
And the sun was coming up. Excuse me. But anyway, it was announced after the Canelo fight with William School that he would be taking on Terrence Bud Crawford. Like you said, they had to
That's
get
what we need to see.
all the BS out of the way, and they had to get the I guess the language right in the contract.
I'm not bilingual.
I guarantee you, D, there's
Leroy.
there's a clause in there for a rematch for one
absolutely.
of them.
For one of them.
There's a
sure.
rematch clause in there for somebody. They're gonna run this back. This is gonna be a trilogy.
And it probably is gonna need to be to keep the. This is what we want to see.
This is a fight we've been waiting on.
This is a fight we've been waiting on. This is a fight we want to see, especially if it doesn't go one fighter's way. It's gonna be a good fight. I'm excited to see. Yeah, I'm excited to see. I think it's gonna be a really good fight.
I would give the edge to Canelo just because of Bud having to move up in weight.
Right.
And now Canelo's been fighting at that weight for quite a while, at least a year or so.
He's comfortable at that weight.
He's comfortable at that weight. His hands are pretty free, and he hits hard at that weight. So I think they're fighting at 167, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay. So he's going up. He's going up.
Yeah, Bud's going up a couple of weight classes. So that's the catch.
But he probably walks around at 160.
He looked natural last night. You can tell that he's bulked up. But will he still have the hand speed, and will he have that power needed to inflict some pain on Canelo? But I was watching one of his fights from a year ago against Jaime Munguia, who fought on that undercard last night. Jaime was sticking Canelo. Canelo just kept coming forward, but he was getting popped. So if Bud throws those hands like we know is able to, yeah, it should be a good fight.
It's gonna set up to be. It's gonna be set up to be something special, and hopefully we might see a trilogy out of this fight. But you can't see if one fighter dominates both fights. But we'll see. Yeah,
you got to start with one to get to three.
Right, that's what I'm saying. I'm just glad
we've been waiting on.
Right, I'm just glad we're going to be able to see it. September 12th is going to be lit.
It's going to be lit. We're going to be waiting for it. We'll be hyping it up all along the way. But we'll pay our respects to some folks who passed away over the last week. Tom Brown, 2-time Super Bowl champion for the Green Bay Packers. Singer Jill Sobel tragically died in a house fire. Didn't know much about her. She wrote the original song, I Kissed a Girl. I thought it was the one that Katy Perry sang. It was totally different. I had to listen to it.
Oh, okay.
Not the same song.
Not the
but
same
anyway,
song.
She Kissed a Girl as well.
Okay.
Rest in peace to Jiggly Caliente.
Jiggly Caliente. Oh, muy bien.
Jiggly Caliente.
No, muy bien.
Drag queen star from RuPaul's Drag Race passed away. That's what it is.
Caliente. She has some
hot and jiggly.
She has some salchicha en pantalones. That means she got some sausage in her pants. Salchicha en pantalones. Oh, yeah, past.
I guess still does, but
rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace. Yeah.
To comedian Ruth Buzzy of Laugh-In fame. That's funny.
That's all bad.
Man, now my mind goes somewhere else. We can take this off the rails.
Right, yeah.
To a Hall of Fame basketball player, Dick Barnett passed away. Actress Priscilla Pointer, and then jazz singer Andy Bay. So rest in peace to those folks. Birthdays on today, May the 4th. Rory McIlroy. Turns 36, recent Masters winner. One of our favorite people, Dawn Staley, celebrates a birthday today. Basketball coach for the South Carolina Gamecocks. Eddie Perez played for your Braves, won a world championship with them, celebrates a birthday. Golfer Bob Tway, winner of the PGA Championship in '86 and the U.S. Open in '98, celebrates a birthday. Sports reporter and TV personality Aaron Andrews is 47. Singer Lance Bass from NSYNC turns 46.
Okay.
TV personality Kimora Lee Simmons, and I believe she's from here, the Lou, turns 50. Singer Jackie Jackson of the Jacksons turns 74.
Jackie Jackson of the Jacksons.
Jackie Jackson of the Jacksons and the Jackasses.
And the
Singer Pia Zadora turns 73. Gospel singer Oleta Adams is 72. Now, that's not the same Adams. I'm thinking Yolanda Adams. Oleta Adams.
Oleta, not Yolanda.
Get there if you can. Yeah, 72. Country singer Randy Travis celebrates a birthday, as well as Will Arnett and bassist Mike Dirnt of Green Day.
Dirnt.
Those are your birthdays, man, in a little sports history on this day, May the 4th.
Okay.
In 2019, Mexican boxer, we just talked about him, Canelo Alvarez unifies a trio of middleweight world titles in a close, unanimous decision over Daniel Jacobs. In 2018, Albert Pujols was with the Angels at that particular time. He came up on his 3,000th hit. In 2016, J.R. Smith makes 7 3-pointers. The Cleveland Cavaliers drain an NBA record 25 threes, 123-98 win over the Atlanta Hawks in Game 2 of the second round. Let's see, 2015, another sharpshooter, Golden State Warriors, Stephen Curry is named MVP for the 2014-15 NBA season. 2013, Floyd Mayweather comes back from a year's absence to win a unanimous 12-round decision over Roberto Guerrero in their welterweight fight. In 2009, LeBron James was unstoppable at both ends of the floor, and he was named MVP. He easily outdistanced Kobe Bean Bryant of the Lakers in the voting. In 2009, Alex Ovechkin records his first NHL playoff hat trick. Funny, some of these names we're hearing today, we've been talking about them off and on all year. Right. 1994, Charles Barkley scores 56 points, including a playoff record 38 in the first half to lead the Phoenix Suns to a 140-133 victory over Golden State. And then finally in 1969, the Montreal Canadiens win the Stanley Cup with a 4-game sweep over the St. Louis Blues. But the Blues are playing well. They play tonight. And matter of fact, I'll bring that up in just a little bit.
Okay.
Is it game 7?
I was about to say Game 7, ain't it?
This decisive Game 7 against the Winnipeg Jets tonight.
Winnipeg Jets.
We will start with a tip of the cap, and this is a salute to Coach Greg Popovich. It was announced Friday that the longtime coach of the San Antonio Spurs will officially step away from the sidelines and return to the front office after suffering a stroke this past November. So wanted to just give a salute to the cap and just give a few bullet points on his career. A lot of folks, forget that Pop was in the front office originally before he named himself the coach of the team. At the time, during the 96-97 season, the Spurs were 3-15. David Robinson was injured, and the team needed a spark. Enter Coach Pop. What better way to give your team a lift than I'm looking around the NBA landscape, and I'm going to promote me to the sideline. Hey, it turns out to be, I'm going to promote myself. It turns out to be a brilliant move. He's now the winningest coach in the history of the NBA with 1,412 victories ahead of Don Nelson's 1,335. The next closest active coach is Doc Rivers at 1,163. So that record is probably not going to get broken anytime soon. No one's going to be coaching that long, have the success that Coach Pop had, and don't look like the way Milwaukee got bounced. Doc probably won't be coaching much longer himself.
Yeah, another year just battling injuries. The year before, I think Giannis was hurt. This year, Dame is hurt. It's tough when you don't have your two superstars consistent on the floor together.
Right.
Not to say the Pacers definitely had their number here lately. They've definitely had their number, but yeah, it's gonna be tough for Doc.
Tough for Doc, and we know Doc won't be, like I said, he won't be embarking on passing that mark.
You gotta get some playoff wins.
Listen to Coach Pop's tree, his Coach Pop's coaching tree, or I can call it Pop's coaching tree. Coach Pop's coaching tree. You got Will Hardy, Steve Kerr, Doc Rivers, Quinn Snyder, and Ime Udoka, Mike Brown, Mike Budenholzer, Taylor Jenkins, 3 coaches who were fired this year. Those are the ones just who've worked directly with him. That's not the offspring tree. Eric Spoelstra's coached with him in the Olympics.
Right.
Several other coaches, but man, his reach and his impact has been very, very influential in the game. A couple more bullet points. Coach Popovich invented load management, the art of resting your starters so that they would be ready for the playoffs. My question was, did it work? Well, they won titles in 99, 2003, 2005, 2007, and a long stretch in between 2014. And then until he was sidelined with a stroke a few months ago, he was given the opportunity to coach Victor Wembanyama, who many feel will be a generational type player,
right,
and talent, and he won't get that opportunity to finish the job. And I feel for him in that respect. But excuse me, just wanted to give a tip of the cap to Coach Greg Popovich.
Absolutely.
One of the best that we've seen do it. I'm honored and blessed to have witnessed his greatness, and we just hope for years to come he can further impact the game in a positive way. Any final thoughts from you, son?
Just rest up, Pop. Your health is more important. You gave so much to the game of basketball. Yeah, and it's not the way you probably wanted to go out, but this is just a sign that your health is more important, but you have left the game in good hands, especially with those coaches that stemmed off your coaching tree. So, yeah, just the impact that he has left on the game of basketball and just those notorious Spurs teams just showed you that was really team basketball, well coached.
Fundamentally sound.
Fundamentally sound. It's not like, don't get me wrong, he had great players, Hall of Famer players, but I think they also became Hall of Fame players because they believed in the system, they bought into the system, and that's why I think they had so much success and he had so much success. But obviously you see some of the things he's implemented, some of his styles, other coaches have taken it, and you see they're having success as well coming from him. So, yeah, man, it's tough to see him go, but he's left the game in good hands. So rest up to Popovich, man.
Rest up, Coach P. The NBA playoffs hot and moving into the second rounds, with the exception of one. We got a Game 7 tonight.
Yep.
Golden State Warriors on the road against the Houston Rockets. And we're going to see which team will advance to take on Minnesota in the next round. Man, this has been a I don't know. I won't say well played. I'll just say hard fought series because they're battling each other every game. Seems like at any moment a fight can break out between the two teams. They really don't like each other.
Man, now this has been a real good series. All the series have been real good, but you don't want to keep them. I was saying, especially because Golden State, you don't want to keep them young guns in it, especially because they have Golden State has the experience, but I believe that the Houston Rockets have the hunger. But this is going to be a game 7. Now, who has more experiences in a game 7? The Golden State Warriors. You got Jimmy Butler on there. I'm waiting to see between Jimmy Butler, Stephen Curry. It could be just they both could do it, but one of them really is going to have one of those type of games where they're going to have to say, they're going to have to go off. They're going to have to go crazy.
Yeah.
Draymond, get a little rough, foul some people, get into people's faces, get in the heads
don't get tossed.
Yeah, don't get tossed, but get in the head of the younger players. I think this is game 7 is a lot of time where experience takes over. I know Ndoku, the coach for the Houston Rockets, he's been there before as far as like dealing with the pressure and stuff like that. But it's going to be a good game. And it's in Houston. Houston going to be boosting, baby. It's going to be popping.
That fan base, that crowd is going to be electric. They were electric the other night. I think that was Wednesday night when they blew them out.
Tore them out the frame.
Tore them out the frame. But the second tier players almost came and got them back. They got them within 13, and they had a couple chances to get them to 11.
Went on a little run.
And they kept missing bunnies. But you give a team like that the more momentum, you give them the confidence, and they're young. Like you said, they're hungry. And they're a deep team, too. Don't be fooled. Ime does not hesitate to go to his bench, unlike a lot of other coaches when they get in the playoffs. JJ, and we'll talk about that in a minute. Yeah, I'm glad you said that. That'd be a perfect segue later on. But he's not Thibodeau. They're not afraid to go to the bench.
Man. They go.
We shall see. This is a game. This should be an epic game 7.
I
won't be upset if the Warriors get bounced just because they had the opportunity to wrap it up on Friday night and they didn't. You could have closed them out. You should have closed them out on your home floor. Now, they have played very well on the road. So, yeah, it'll be interesting.
It's going to be a good game.
It should be a good game. And then one other game today, Cleveland, which swept Miami. Convincingly. Will take on Indiana, which made quick work of Milwaukee, 4 games to 1.
That's going to be a good series.
And what should be a good series as well. Those are the 2 games today. There was a game 7. Yesterday, the Denver Nuggets continued to right their ship after knocking off the LA Clippers Saturday, 120-101. They move on to take on top seed OKC, which should be another great series. These second-round matchups would be pretty damn good. You got the Celtics going against the Knicks. That's going to be a good one, D.
Yeah, that's going to be and then just for the Golden State and Houston, they're waiting. The Timberwolves is waiting one of them.
Mm-hmm.
So that's going to be another good series to see what Ant-Man can do or against one of those teams. I like to see a good matchup between them. But, yeah, that Denver and OKC, the battle of MVPs or the MVPs or who should be the MVP. This is where we're really going to get our answer right here. Who was the MVP? I know it's regular season, of course, but this kind of shows you who's really the MVP.
Right. Who's going to step up?
Yeah. Who's going to step up for their team? It is a team game, but the player, Jokic and SGA, you're going to win and lose on just kind of their performances. So, yeah, these second-round games is going to be crazy, but, yeah, it's good basketball.
Man, it's really good basketball.
It's real good basketball.
I'm tuned in every night.
Every game. It's not even my teams. I'm just tuned in.
It's been some good basketball. Will he or won't he?
Will he or
won't he? Will Luka take JJ Redick's advice and come into camp and the season in better shape? I don't think so, D. Luka just strikes me. He needs to, but he strikes me as the type. He's spoiled and he seems entitled. Something about Luka just, I don't know. I'm not even sure he'll be back next year. But he has the opportunity to leave.
You think he was that hurt from just getting that devastating trade and they get bounced out of the first round and there was something missing because you could tell they weren't on, the chemistry wasn't there. There wasn't really cohesiveness. Like you say, he was playing, but it wasn't really to the level of like last year.
It was almost like it wasn't really in it.
His heart was not in it. And you can definitely tell if you're in it or not, or if you want it or not. And you can see Edwards, his heart was in it. You could tell he really wanted that and had a chip on his shoulder.
He really wanted that, yeah.
Lucas is just out there playing, and he should take the advice from JJ Redick because that's going to benefit the Lakers and just his status. And especially if the reason why Dallas got rid of you because they were worried about you staying in shape and you're not putting all your effort into your health and being that type of player who puts the care into their bodies just so you can have a great season, then that should just show you right then. The first thing I'm doing, if I got traded from a team that I thought we was locked in because of I wasn't in shape, the very first thing I'm doing is getting in shape.
Especially if they use that as one of the reasons of getting rid of me.
Right. That was the main reason from getting rid of you. It wasn't the way you play. You just took him to the finals. Right. It was, does this dude really, before we give him all this money, is he going to be healthy? Is he going to be on the floor? Does he really take care of his body? You're with the LA Lakers. You're going to have some of the top nutritionalists, the top strength and conditioning coaches. You got the prime example, LeBron James, there on what you need to do to take care of your body so you have
extend your career.
Right. You have everything there. Now it's up to you as a player. Do you really take yourself serious? Do you really take yourself as a professional? He needs to respond accordingly. What's your reaction time? You need to respond, but do I think he's going to do it? From what I saw, man, like you said, his heart was not in this. His heart was not in that season. I saw the heart when he faced Dallas. And that's when we saw Luka, and you saw, okay, this dude is unreal.
But time for me to get my get back.
Now, where was that in the playoffs? Because it was not there at all. And also, he needs to work on defense. Defense is just effort. Hey. You can't slide your feet, bro. Slide your feet. That's 101. Slide. Defensive slides. Hit him with the slide. I don't care if it's electric slide.
The cha-cha.
Right. I don't care if it's the cha-cha slide, electric slide. I don't care if you go to White Castles and get some sliders. You need to incorporate some type of slides into your regimen.
Go to the amusement park, get on the water slide.
We don't care if you go to the water slide. You need to do some type of slide.
You need to slide.
Summertime, go on the slipping slide. You need to incorporate some type of slide into your itinerary.
Call him Caleb Williams. See if he'll let you use his slip and slide that they were using in the quarterback camp last year with the Bears.
Call Diddy. He's one of his slip and slides. Or is it Juicy? Oh, is it Juicy and Odell at the Diddy party? Yeah, try one of them slip and slides. You need to do some type of slide.
He probably don't want to do that one. That's a whole different. Get people in trouble.
Yeah, that's a whole different type of.
But yeah,
gonna slide.
I hope he takes JJ's advice. I
hope he does.
But I just don't know if he will or not. I got some more JJ questions, but that's being held for the Outside the NBA show that we'll record tomorrow night.
Yes, sir.
And we'll have some good conversation around that. I do want to bring up, though, D, who would you pick? Because if Tom Thibodeau, Tibbs, is bounced again in the second round, would you stick with him as head coach? Or do you take a Michael Malone who's jobless at the moment and was a former assistant to the Knicks back in 2001 to 2005?
Yeah, I don't think Tibbs is a bad coach. He definitely does bring a lot of defensive presence.
Gets a lot out of players.
He does get a lot out of players, his intensity, but just the results. You don't have any results.
He can't get over the hump.
You can't get over the hump. You're running Jalen Brunson ragged. I know probably right now he can handle it the first couple rounds, but this is what happened last year when they got down to the nitty gritty. He was gassed. They were gassed. Was it the Eastern Conference Finals? Did they make it? I'm trying to think.
But I don't think they got there. They lost to the Pacers.
Yeah.
Remember the Pacers took them.
Yeah.
Took them.
Yeah, that's what it was.
That's how they advanced. Yeah.
Because you're running him ragged. That game against Detroit, he already was just going. He had to do everything possible.
Yeah.
So going back to the question, if he can't get me over the hump, not to say, I mean, it is a cutthroat business, but I would go with a Mike Malone, someone who has the results, who's a great coach, who also gets the most out of his players too as well, who's been around the league quite some time, and who's actually won a championship and coached the team to the promised land.
And done it recently.
And with that team, the Knicks is not a bad team. I feel like they need some more production out of Cat and some other players, like a Mikal Bridges. I need a little bit more production out of him, and especially Cat. I need some more production out of Cat.
Cat, for you to be a big man, you play too soft, man.
Yoga man.
Seriously. Cat. You want to shoot threes. He's the biggest person on the court.
Yeah.
And the heaviest, the bulkiest, and he's not even trying to back him down. When he does do it, he's killing him, but he just won't do it.
Yeah, that's like you said. Like, why is basically because he played like a B.I. Why you acting like a B.I.? Because man, it's not like I don't like Cat, and I got nothing against him. I just don't like the way he plays.
I don't like his game.
Now that big shot that he hit the other night, I think it was the previous game where he hit that. I think it was game, was it 5, where he hit that big 3-point shot and he was double teamed. Now he's lucky that went in,
right?
Because if he would have bricked that, he would have been on the chopping block. You're the hero because you made the shot, but that was a terrible shot selection. One, like you said, biggest dude on the court. You had multiple people on you, and you're taking an ill-advised 3, a deep 3. Now, he chopped it. Don't get me wrong. He chopped that mug. But if it had not gone in, New York would have been
New York would have ran him out of the city.
And then Tibbs definitely would have been more. But, yeah, to go back to the question, if they can't really get over the hump, I feel like they're going to need – because they got a good squad. They just need a little bit more – someone who can get them there.
And they depth, but he doesn't use the depth in the playoffs. Yeah. He goes like a 5-6 man, maybe 7-man rotation, and you got a campaign sitting on the bench, well rested. I don't even remember seeing him in the game unless it was
I didn't see him
mop up duty. I forgot he was on the team till I saw him sitting there.
That's crazy that you got a campaign sitting there. You got some other players that you can put there at least to bring some defense in or give just your starters
your fellas a rest,
a break.
Yeah,
just a break. Jalen Brunson is definitely going to need a break. So if you can bring campaign in and leave like Josh Hart and Mikal in there or some type of format where you can at least get 2 additional players into that rotation, it's going to bring longevity so you can get in the fourth quarter Jalen Brunson or whoever can keep carrying the load or whatever, but you're going to burn them out, man. You're going to burn them out if you don't start going into – and that's what a lot of times comes down to the playoffs. How much depth do you have? Then a team's depth. OKC, Boston, the Nuggets. These teams have depth. You got to utilize the depth in the team.
You do.
So I'll probably go with Mike Malone. I ain't gonna. Hey,
I'm going to answer the question. I'm bringing on Mike Malone.
I'm bringing Mike Malone.
I love Tibbs, like you said, as a defensive coach, but everywhere he's been, Chicago, now New York. I think he's had some other stops. Tibbs gets you to the first round, second round, but he doesn't get you to the finals.
Yeah, we need
that. At some point, you got to get a team to the finals.
Yep.
No offense, Tibbs. We're just trying to win. The Kia Award winners, and the reason I bring this up, we introduced it about a week or so ago on the Outside the NBA show, and don't want to let up because they continue to announce the award winners. Recent winners this week, we had Stephon Castle was the Rookie of the Year.
Okay.
Your boy Dyson Daniels was the most improved. I thought that was
there
pretty,
you go. Come on now. Put it on the map. Put it on the map.
Drew Holiday won the Sportsmanship Award. We didn't really talk about that one because we didn't know even how to quantify that one. Stephen Curry was the teammate of the year, and the player who exemplifies sportsmanship and a great teammate on and off the court. So don't know what Steph did. And then those people who were announced last week, again, Evan Mobley was the defensive player of the year. Jalen Brunson, who showed us why he was the clutch player of the year.
Big shot Brunson.
That man.
Big shot
Sixth
Brunson.
man of the year was Peyton Pritchard. He continues to impress.
Okay.
And then Draymond Green, he won that
Draymond Green.
Hustle real hard.
Hustle hard.
Hustle real hard. Some NFL convo. Did the punishment fit the crime in terms of Jeff Ulbrich paying $100,000 fine and the Falcons paying a $250,000 fine for his son Jack's call pranking Shedeur Sanders on draft night? Did the punishment fit the crime? Because I thought Jeff Ulbrich should have been fired.
Yeah,
defensive coordinator for the Falcons.
How did the number get leaked? Oh man, especially now I know you can't. How did the number get leaked? Like who was releasing this? How did you get to it? Did he take his phone? We need a little bit more about that.
Did he be able to find that kind of information? Supposedly on your iPad. I think he said they left the iPad laying around. Or to me, that's negligence. I don't want you on my team.
Right, and the son's he plays football, I think, at Ole Miss or something like that. Or
I know
is
he's
he a
21 years old. So it's not like a little
right?
teenager,
You
15,
like
16 years old.
right. You making improper decisions. Now, I know in college, and they thought what's dumb about it is just they put everything on social media. No one would have known. Like, it's not a good prank. Like, if they know
It's
you
not a
did it,
prank when everybody knows who did it.
if you already knows who did it, and you immediately, especially you're gonna deal with these repercussions. I get this is the era of social media, and if it didn't actually happen, like if you record it, don't put it on social media. Don't put it on Twitter. Don't put it on somewhere where everyone can retweet and everything. It went viral, especially
right.
especially just anything around Shedeur Sanders at that draft time. You posted any type of video with his name or hashtag in it, it's gonna go viral. You're gonna get views on it because we were so enticed about what was gonna happen. But
did you see the number of AI things they did with Shedeur, the fake interviews, stuff like that?
That's crazy.
I didn't want to go to Cleveland in the first place.
AI is ridiculous.
It's scary.
Yeah, because you don't even know what's real or not.
You don't until you just listen. Yeah, you listen to it close enough and like, okay, that's not
that's
real.
Like robotic. But yeah, I think the punishment definitely fit the crime, and definitely could have been worse. Like you said,
that's why I say it should have been worse to me.
Your job could have been jeopardized because it's like, how you okay? So if something, how can we trust you with a simple phone call or not releasing that? What if you leaving around? Like, you got plays on your iPad. If we got important information, if you just leave that around and that gets in the hands of someone else who can use it against you, we can't really trust you as far as like the information. Sometimes it's confidential information that doesn't need to get out. Right. And especially, that's no joke, man. You're dealing with somebody's future, and especially if the son is a football player and you have, I don't know if he's good or not or nothing like that, but wanting to be a part of a team or going to the next level, you can probably, a lot of times you see a character comes into why a player is selected or not. So if you go to a different team or something like that, they're going to question your character, and it doesn't look good on the dad too. It's just all bad. So yeah, they're lucky it wasn't worse, but I think the punishment definitely fit the crime.
I say it didn't, only in the respect of, like I said before, that should have lost his job, because that's just negligence, leaving whatever it was, phone, iPad, because okay, who's to say it stopped at the phone number? You got the man's address. What other pertinent information or private information, secure information does he have that he shouldn't have, that he had access to? And who else saw it? Who's to say it wasn't him and some of his buddies got the information, and now they've got Shedeur's info? So it was a bad look all the way around. I don't know. They say things like this have happened before, but I guess because of the timing of it,
right,
high profile that Shedeur is and was at that particular time, the sensitivity, is he sliding in the draft, which we know ultimately he did.
There's another slide
that Luka could get on. He can get on the draft slide.
You can get on that Shedeur draft slide. That's another slide Luka
now that's implement. If you slide like that, you'll play some good defense.
That's another slide you can implement. That Shedeur slide was crazy.
That Shedeur slide is real.
Yeah.
One more question for us on the NFL tip. Did Mike Tomlin put a nail in his coaching career by not drafting a capable quarterback?
I don't understand that to this day. Are they waiting on Aaron Rodgers?
But even if you're waiting on Aaron Rodgers, he's not. Again, D, when you just break it down, they're in the tough AFC North.
Yeah.
Are you going to beat Joe Burrow twice with Aaron Rodgers? Probably not. Are you going to beat?
Might not even beat him once.
Oh, Lord. Or you might beat Cleveland, maybe. Unless they do start a Shedeur. Or you can beat Lamar Jackson twice.
Not with no Mason Rudolph
or with Aaron Rodgers. You might play well in the game, and maybe they're hoping that he plays well enough to keep him in a game and the defense can do something. But man, that's a mighty big leap. I don't understand it either, do you? If that's who you're waiting on, let's get it done. If that's who it is, go ahead and get it done. Let that man get into camp, get in with his crew. Apparently, supposedly, he's going through something personal, which we don't know what that is. Trying to get too deep into his business, but Yeah, and the fans already want Mike Tomlin gone. Let's just be clear.
Fresh. They just want something fresh.
They want something fresh. They want something new.
It's the same thing.
And it's the same thing over and over, 9-8, 8-9, or now
make
that
the playoffs,
it's 17
but
games.
we don't go nowhere. Yeah. Make the playoffs
in the first round.
We don't go nowhere.
We hadn't won in the last 5 playoff games, something to that effect.
They want to be in that AFC Championship at least. Bare minimum.
Then by you making this move, Mike, I think you're adding fuel to the fire. And I just hope that it all turns out well for you. We have a lot of respect for Mike Tomlin. He's one of our favorite coaches in the NFL. Yes, sir. But yeah, you're starting to wear thin on your fans, and you're making it easy for management to come back a year from now and say, you know what, Mike? Yeah, it's time for a change.
Yeah, I mean, we still don't understand it. Maybe it's something we don't know, and we're just reporting on what we see now. So if there's some under agreements or stuff on the table that's happening, and they're looking, but this is a quarterback dominant league where there's a lot of teams right now who have a prime time good to elite quarterback. There's a lot of good quarterbacks. There's definitely some elite quarterbacks. There's a lot of good quarterbacks right now in the league. Just anywhere you go, for pretty much any team can play. So the fact that you're putting all your wins on a Mason Rudolph, I don't know if they've seen something to where, but we've seen Mason Rudolph in the past. It's nothing special. It's nothing spectacular. It's nothing that screams Super Bowls. Nothing that really screams. Backup. He's a really good backup, but you need a starting quarterback. Mike Tomlin, if you're really going to put your career in the hands of Mason Rudolph, you might as well go ahead and sit your ass down, because I'm not taking that gamble, dog. And not even with Aaron Rodgers, because obviously he got some stuff going on, and we don't want to downplay his personal matters, but his head's not into football right now.
And he's had some regression in his game.
Yep. So you need someone who's all in, who's ready to play, who's ready to step up. Drafting a Shador or something, drafting a capable quarterback somewhere would have been beneficial to you, but still no moves have been made. So it's just a head-scratching decision. Are you guys really trying to win, or what's going on here?
I think they did eventually drafted Will Howard late.
Oh, Will Howard?
If I'm not mistaken.
Doing nothing.
No. Will Howard to me looks like a capable backup.
Another good backup.
Backup. You're not going to be in that top 10 to 12 in the league that can carry a team week in and week out. You might get a win here and there, but yeah, I wasn't impressed with Will Howard at Ohio State.
Like you just said, we got to face Joe Burrow twice. We got to face Lamar Jackson twice.
Maybe Shador or Joe Flacco or
that's
Kenny
four
Pickett.
Losses right there.
Right.
If you can't hit them, that's 4 losses already in your division.
And you're probably going to lose at least once to Cleveland, because you've even done that. You lost to Jameis Winston on a Monday night.
So you're already at 5 losses. Already before the season starts.
Already before the season starts. You can just pencil those in.
You can just put those, mark those down. So how you going to battle? It's not looking good right now.
Not looking good, son. It's not a sandwich.
It's not a panini.
It's not a pizza.
It's not a taco.
It's not a burrito. It's a
wrap. It's a good wrap.
It's a good wrap.
Yes, sir.
A wrap for Dame Lillard. It was sad to see. Suffered a torn Achilles after he had the deep thrombosis, vein bruise. He did have his surgery this week, so he'll be on the mend, but he probably won't play much next year, D. He's probably out for the next season.
Yeah, and then you stuck in, and then who knows? Giannis is locked in, ain't he? But
he's locked in for the next couple of years, but they say he may opt out and try to get himself traded.
He's trying to get another championship while he's still in his prime and involvement. He's only 30 years old, around that 31 years.
He's 30.
Yeah, I'm about to say he's not old at all. Still balling. He even in that loss, what he had, like 30, 38 and 20 or something like that. So he's still one of the best players in the game. He's looking to go to a Golden State, Lakers, or something, a big market where he can go and win. So
they keep hollering Miami, but even if you put Giannis down there, you
ain't got a lot of help.
You don't have any help. You'll have Bam Adebayo, but you might as well stay in Milwaukee where you're already entrenched. Right. And they need him uprooting just to get more of the same.
Yeah.
But like you said, the Lakers have been mentioned. Golden State has been mentioned. Could you imagine him if he went to, I know they're not a winner right now, but if he went to San Antonio. Put him with Wembanyama, Stephon Castle, and
De'Aaron
Fox. I don't know if Chris Paul is coming back, but not that matters. But I'm just saying they're building some pieces. I know Trey sent us a little note. How many picks? Said like 30-something.
Yeah, they got a lot of
36 picks in the next 7. What was it?
They can
read it exactly.
Much, they
for
can.
Me, son.
They said that they can set themselves up to be. It says, yeah, they have 36 future draft picks over the next 7 years, and one of the cleanest salary sheets in the NBA. So they got the money. They can make some pieces. They don't have a lot of
excess baggage. They don't have to eat somebody's money. They're setting themselves up for success, and that's the one thing that Pop knows how to do. Going back to Coach Greg Popovich, he knows how to build winners. He knows how to draft. Their whole organization has been well known for being able to draft good players.
Absolutely.
So, yeah. That's where I'd be looking to go. Get with somebody that's young too, and they can help carry me. Because just say he does go, just play this out. If Giannis goes to a Lakers, you're still gonna need Luka to be there because LeBron is aging.
Yeah,
it sounds like he's got one more season. Sounds like he's talking about one more season.
Yeah,
and he'll call it quits. So you can't rely on that. Who else do you have? That's the other thing. Through all these trades that they've made these last few years, they don't really have any pieces. They didn't use Dalton Connect. JJ.
No, not at all. Right, not at all.
He was supposed, when he was drafted, he was supposed to be your savior from the 3-point line.
Yeah, that little 3-point sniper. Just out of nowhere. You get man, because he can easily get you some double-digit points coming off the bench just off 3-pointers alone.
Remember when he was drafted, we talked about the draft, and we were like, oh man, that's a great pick. Yeah,
that's a great move.
He's really going to help LeBron. He's going to stretch the floor. Didn't see him down the stretch. They might as well have traded. That trade might as well have gone through because he disappeared at the end.
He was useless to them.
Useless. It's a wrap also for Georgia Amoore, recently drafted into the WNBA for the Washington Mystics.
Amoore.
She tore her Achilles. I don't know what's going on with Achilles here lately.
Phew. Must be in the water.
Must be in the water somewhere.
Let me drink
I was talking about that with someone else. I don't remember, should I say, hearing so many torn Achilles. Is it the way they train? Are they strengthening their upper bodies too much? And
not the lower body.
And the ankles can't support all these calf injuries. We're just at a weird place for how great medicine is, how advanced medicine is. Some of these injuries are just like, man, where'd that come from?
Right, out of nowhere.
Out of nowhere. And then the last, it's a wrap. George Kittle for the 49ers got his extension done.
He got the bag.
He got his bag. He can come in with a clear head. I wanted them to get this done early. Now they can focus on getting Brock Purdy. Whatever they're going to do, can we get it done? Because I keep reading this could extend out into the summer. Why? You know you want to pay the man. You know you don't want to pay him top dollars. He knows he's not worth top tier dollars. Let's just get a deal done, please.
Give me the deal done. And I said, why?
Why can't I get a deal done soon? Why do they do me this way?
Brock Purdy, like, why? Can I just get my contract signed? Why? Did you do me that way? Give me this way.
That's a good one, son. Now it's time for the wild.
The wild.
And the weird.
And the weird.
And this one is, and it's sad.
And the sad. We got to add the sad on there. The wild, the weird,
and the sad. This one involves, I don't know if you saw this one, former NFL great John Elway. Did you see this story?
Mm-mm.
All right. So last weekend, authorities were called to the scene of the Madison Club, which is in La Quinta, California, near Palm Springs, after Elway's longtime agent and business partner, Jeff Sperbeck, fell off the back of a golf cart, fatally hit his head.
Dang.
Elway was driving the cart at the time, and the incident is being called a freak accident. Sperbeck was 62. And according to TMZ, there's no indication that the former NFL star acted negligently. nor was he drunk when he got behind the wheel of the cart. Elway was reportedly the one who urgently called 911 to get his friend medical assistance after the fall. Elway and Sperbeck shared a decades-long bond that began in the early 1990s when the NFL quarterback signed his future best friend as his manager. Crazy. I remember seeing the story right after we finished last week, and I was like, man, that would have made it crazy, wild, and weird.
Right.
And then so I kept following, and Mr. Sperbeck, rest in peace, passed away this past Wednesday. He was announced pretty much brain dead when they got him to the hospital. Yeah, he passed. Yeah.
Damn, that is wild. Because that's just that just sounds like a freak accident. Doesn't sound like any.
Talk about how people, which I'll never do again, but I've done it. The golf court, you're on the back of it, going to the next hole. If there's 3 people,
right? You just hop on the back.
Yeah, you just jump on the back and ride to the next hole or wherever you're going. I'll never do that one again. And they said he just somehow just tumbled back and fell. Like they said, the path was smooth. There was no potholes. There were no bumps in the road. And he wasn't speeding.
He just skirted off and like.
Nah, he didn't jerk off. He didn't pull off quickly, should I say.
Oh, yeah.
He didn't pull off quickly.
He didn't pull off. he didn't move the cart and accelerated speed. But no, like that's wild, that's weird, and that's sad.
That's sad,
especially because, man, come on, man. He's gonna have to deal with that. He's probably not even want to play golf no more.
Right. And in early April, he had just lost his sister to pancreatic cancer. So they said he was down in the dumps about that, finally going back out again.
Damn.
And then you lose your business partner and longtime friend.
Damn.
Yeah, to a freak accident that you were the cause of. That you know, not the cause of, but like you're gonna blame yourself.
Right, because you're like, man, because he's gonna be like, did I do some driving?
Or should I just told him to get his own cart because his wife was in the cart with him? So, hey, man, I'm going to jump on back and join you all. Let's go wherever we're going.
It's something you don't really think about. People do that all the time.
All the time.
You hop on, even if it's just like any type of motor vehicle, a cart or like a motorcycle or a four-wheeler or, anything. It could just be like a truck. Let's just hop in the back. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, come on and ride. But just the way he fell and hitting his head and at that age too as well, probably just didn't land the best, and dang, that's just all bad. So dang, that is wild, weird, and sad. That's all bad.
That is.
Damn.
Bad. All right, time for a little something on the side.
A little something on the side.
A Jacksonville sports store owner invests $30,000 in Travis Hunter's T-shirts and black jerseys. So right now, the NFL or Nike is only producing the black jersey. But he says that they're going to make a killing. They've already got orders. That's a great investment.
He's going to get his money back for sure.
He's going to get his money back and then some.
And then some. He's like, I'm going to go ahead and get this now because I already know he's going to probably quadruple his money.
Yeah, I had an idea, and then I heard one of them talk about that they've already got an idea for it too down there in Jacksonville. But I was thinking that pink that he wore, I was like, damn, we can make some shirts like that.
Yeah, like that pink shirt.
We still might.
Yeah, we will.
We don't have to license them.
No.
But that particular color and put his image on there. Yeah, hit us up for that merch, by the way.
Hit us up for that merch, man. Please hit us up for that merch. Anything.
Yeah, I got this one that I paid for, and I'm looking at it.
Bloody.
We could have made this one, D. We definitely could have produced this one. I'm like, man.
MGD Apparel. Please.
MGD Apparel, hit us up.
Please do.
Also, a little something on the side. I don't know if you saw this. Carmelo Anthony is officially joining NBC Sports as an analyst.
Okay.
In the NBC Sports release, they said that he'll be expected to be in studio one or more nights per week when NBC and Peacock begin their NBA coverage in October. So, shout out to Melo for that.
Getting his bag outside the NBA.
And then this one is called Is Tua Packing? So Miami Dolphins quarterback Tua Tagovailoa is looking to score a handsome profit on the sale of his South Florida house. He's asking $3 million for the 5-bedroom lakefront home in the town of Davie, west of Fort Lauderdale, according to listings on homes.com. he paid 1.6 million for the home in 2020. So he's gonna double his money.
Yeah,
almost.
He got his. Dang, that's good for him.
But my thing is, why you want to move? I mean,
maybe
if
he's moving to
a better. Well, he did get a bag though.
Yeah, he might be different location. He might like some type of amenities a little bit better, maybe a different neighborhood.
And they say typically deals like this, cash. So he's gonna get it. You don't typically do you're not taking out a 30-year mortgage on the house. They said if you did mortgage this house, I think it would cost you $15,000 a month.
So he's just doing straight cash up front,
straight cash, homie.
Cash in front.
They say deals like this in Florida for those kind of homes, you're going and getting
that's a great return.
Getting a cashier's check, yeah.
Because especially in today's economy, where most people are afraid to sell their house because they're gonna lose money. What you pay for,
he's gonna almost double his investment.
Damn.
Yeah,
man, good for him.
Shout out to Tua.
Shout out to Tua. Now, hopefully, you can get some production on the field. I don't know what that. That's good news off the field. On the field, we need to see something, Tua. We need to see something.
Hopefully, the check won't hit him in the head and he's concussed.
don't
that cashier's check.
A $20 bill hit me in the head.
Come with the big soft pillow helmet to the closing.
Man, I'm telling you, because he's one away
from his career. We're not wishing bad upon the man. We're just talking
absolutely
facts,
not.
Man.
Talking
facts. On the way. Now it's time for that juicy news. Because if you don't know, now you know. Young brother, young sister, young player, Dwight Howard, P. Diddy, Porter family, Cheetah. That juicy news.
And we are powered by Excess.
I'm energy drink.
I'm all out right now. I got another order coming in. So I ain't got nothing with me right now, but get that Excess. Get your orders in.
And it is in the background. I know it's not showing at the moment, but it will show on the video.
Cognitive energy, B vitamins, keep you alert, coherent, and keeps you in the game. And keeps you in the game, man. But for that juicy news, because if you don't know, now you know. Now this is a quick segment. This is some quick juicy news. I saw this. So former Steelers receiver Antonio Brown is trolling Deion Sanders and the Sanders family by releasing clips of, this was back in 2019, where Shiloh was getting some work against the former Steelers receiver in coverage. They were doing some one-on-one drills, and then Antonio Brown was cooking them. But this was back in 2019, pretty much throwing digs and throwing shade at the Sanders family, throwing digs at Shiloh, pretty much saying he's not worthy, and he's just trolling. He's just really just trolling, coming at the family.
He wasn't even in college yet, was he?
No, I mean, 2019, that was
in high school.
Yeah, he was still in high school.
Or was he at Jackson State yet?
He was probably
his first year,
like a freshman. You know what I'm saying?
That's what
you already in the pros.
High school. You've been in the pros for a minute.
And I mean, at that time, nobody was really messing with Antonio Brown.
Right.
NFL cornerback was really messing with Antonio Brown. So how do you expect? And he's just getting work. He's just getting work in. That's how you get better. Is you might get embarrassed a little bit, but that's how you get better. That's how you work on your technique and get better, by going against the best.
And don't you want to work up against one of the best? That's how you're going to get better. You ain't going to get better working against scrubs.
And then he said, he posted a clip on X, and it said, Deion using me to help his sorry ass sons. AB had Shiloh on skates. This is an old clip too, as well.
It's unnecessary,
but it was unnecessary. And he's just throwing shots at them. Well, man, AB, go do something, man. Go do something.
He's not relevant, D. That's his problem.
That's all I was saying when it came out, and we were talking about it in our group chat. He's just trying to stay relevant. Who's the most relevant right now? The Sanders family. And the only way that AB can be relevant, because no team is calling your phone. No, you on the sideline. At least they're about to be in the NFL playing. for a
Exactly.
contract. What are
Well,
you doing?
he wasn't drafted, but I think he signed as a free agent with
Signed as a
Tampa.
free agent for
Yeah.
Tampa, and I think with hard work and
He'll make the squad.
I think he'll make the squad. He can be a good special team person. He has the capabilities of playing in the NFL. Who knows? He might work his way. Yeah, he might work his way to a starter. But it's just like, AB, don't do something productive. You always out here just trying to troll somebody. You're going at Tom Brady and his wife, or you're releasing clips of just outlandish stuff, or you just saying just stuff to troll people. You're taking a shot at Dion and Shiloh for unnecessary reasons, just to stay relevant, man. If you want to stay relevant, then you could have stayed your ass in the NFL and been productive in the NFL. But you chose to walk off the field. You chose to get your way out of the Raiders. You chose to do all these little antics. Even back when you just wanted out of the Steelers, out of Pittsburgh Steelers too, and all those antics, going at Ben Roethlisberger, beefing with them. Boy, you crazy. Sit your ass down somewhere, man. Like,
he gets an early sit your ass.
He get an early sit your ass down because it's just unnecessary and it's just unwarranted, and then no one's really checking for you, dog.
Right.
No one's really checking you. We want to see current players.
If you really roasted them like that on the field, make that like last week, or you did it within the last month or so.
That was 6 years ago.
6 years ago. The dude has gotten progressively better since then.
Right. That's what I'm saying. I'm looking at the clip thinking this is like going on right now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm like, damn, Shiloh doesn't look good at all. But then I'm like, oh, it's from 2019.
He's a fresh kid, fresh out of high school. More than likely.
Man.
Yeah. You're a grown ass man have been in the pros.
Damn. And was at the top of his game during that time too as well. So no one was really messing with you. Now I give credit where credit's due. At his prime, he was one of the best receivers in the game, but your antics, your character is just in question now because it's just like, come on, bro, for real.
Crazy.
Yeah.
All right, son. Time for our pops, flops, and props.
Pops, flops, and props.
Oh, those pops, flops, and props. Who you popping?
Props is going to go to, we were just alluding to it earlier on in the show. This is probably some of the best playoff basketball that I've paid attention to or watched here recently. I'm just really loving the matchups. I'm loving the games. I'm loving the intensity. I'm loving the storyline. So Pops, just the first round is coming to the end. We got another Game 7 today with the Warriors and the Rockets. But this is just some really good basketball. And I think NBA, especially with we're not paying attention to the NFL or nothing else, I think NBA, you got something going. You got a little bit more attention. I think the viewership is going to increase going into the next year, especially just the performances we've been seeing. So, yeah, that's my pops.
I totally agree. Mine goes to Shedeur Sanders for showing up in Cleveland, already making his mark. He spoke to a group of high school students on Wednesday.
Nice.
And they said that the line was around the door, people anxious to take a picture, happy to take a picture. He's already a celebrity, a semi-celebrity, and he's just getting into town.
Right.
Not bad for a 5th round draft pick. I bet you Kenny Pickett didn't go anywhere and speak the other day. I bet you Dylan Gabriel, who's drafted in the 3rd round, bet you he didn't go to many schools this week since being drafted. But shout out to Shedeur for making an impact in that city already in a positive way.
And I know, just real quick, that also goes to like, that's why I don't believe like when they were saying like his character and he interviewed well, because he does this poorly because Dion and Shedeur, they always go back and give back. Even at Jackson State, they always they always give back to the community. So like when they were saying his character and stuff like that, his character was in question. That was just a surprise to me. My flop is going to be to the Lakers, Pistons, and Clippers getting bounced out of the first round. Lakers, man, couldn't do nothing. Pistons gave a little bit better of an effort, but there was times that they could have extended that to Game 7.
Yeah, they actually could have won the thing.
They could have won this series, low-key, because they had them on the ropes. It was just inexperienced, and then the Clippers too. I think this is the 4th straight team James Harden's been a part of where he faced a Game 7 and got eliminated. Back when he was with Houston, with the Brooklyn Nets, with the Clippers, and with the
Sixers,
the Philadelphia 76ers. Game 7, not for James Harden.
Not for him, huh?
Not for him. So that's a flop to those teams who got bounced.
All right, so my flop is going to go, I mentioned it earlier, not as a flop, but the whole thing, the Fatal Fury boxing series began in Times Square on Friday. It ended up in Saudi Arabia on Saturday night. All we got out of that was Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia are going to fight again.
Yep.
And then we did get the fight that we wanted, is Canelo versus Bud. But to the series itself wasn't all that great.
Nah.
The fight that Haney was in, nah. And then Rolly Romero beat Ryan Garcia. So that was a flop in that essence. The Canelo fight, all he did was chase that dude around for 12.
He was running when
the dude, he chased him around for 12 rounds. I'm like, dude, all he wanted to do is throw a couple shots and then run. Canelo's at the end, it was funny when he went to hug him. He's like, nah, man.
He said,
I'm frustrated,
bro.
man. I can't even hug you right now.
He's like, you didn't even come to fight.
Right. You just came to survive. You didn't even come to win. And the announcers, they were like, he didn't come with a game plan. All he wanted to do was get his little money and get up out of there.
Right. He didn't want to get knocked out. He's like,
he didn't want to engage whatsoever.
I went all 12.
I went 12 rounds with Canelo Alvarez.
Did you?
Before he fought Bud Crawford.
Man.
Yeah. So anyway, that's my fly. Who you propping, son? Who you propping?
Props goes to the Timberwolves, the Nuggets, the Knicks, moving on in their series.
And the Warriors.
And the Warriors. And the Warriors. Speak into existence. For moving on to their series. It's going to be some good second round basketball. Also, Jalen Brunson's been playing outstanding, but you got to give that man some help out there, man.
And he's injured too. We failed to mention that earlier. He's got that ankle injury.
Yeah, because he's playing too much. He's playing too many minutes.
All right.
But yeah, props to those teams.
All right. I'm propping the St. Louis Blues for forcing a Game 7 in the peg tonight. We'll see which team advances in the Stanley Cup playoffs. But the Blues rode a hot streak in March and then into April just to get into the playoffs. And they're showing that they're a team that's starting to come back and be rejuvenated. They're going to be good again. They're on the verge of being good again as a team, which is good for St. Louis. And yeah, props to the Blues. All right, son, it's that time of the podcast where we tell someone to sit your ass down. Man, sit your ass down.
Please.
And thank you. Who you telling?
Ass down was going to go to Ryan Garcia for getting drop, pop, losing against Rolly Romero. That was on Friday.
Yeah.
But I guess he'll get his back-to-backs against Devin Haney. But I don't even know if we really want to
see it.
I'm like, I really don't want to see it. Especially, I don't really want to see it because I didn't really see too much from Haney that like improved.
Look scared to fight the dude out there.
Right. I ain't see nothing like we'll be like, okay, Haney, he got it. I ain't really see nothing like that. And then also this is gonna be, I know LeBron had mentioned he's on the fence. He's probably gonna come back from another year. But I would just say, LeBron, you might as well just go ahead and sit your ass down. Like for real, like here soon, because I think at this point now, unless you really can make a push, unless something happens. If you keep getting eliminated the first round, they're just gonna keep throwing shots at you.
It's gonna tarnish your legacy.
It's gonna tarnish your legacy towards the end. Now, I don't think it should, but that's just how media is. That's just how it is. They're already saying, Jordan wouldn't have got bounced. They're already saying Jordan with Luka, he would have made it to. I'm like, okay, man, like damn, like. The man just got eliminated.
Sometimes the comparisons are a little bit
it's just
unfair.
Like, it is unfair to her. It's like, man, like you gonna deal with the scrutiny. Like, bro, dude's 40. He's already on his farewell tour. I think he should go ahead because you're just gonna be facing criticism, and they're just gonna keep being like throwing shots at you. Oh man, he can't make it. He can't do it no more. So I think LeBron, it'd be in the near future. If I can see you, you definitely can. You can play. You definitely can play for another 3 solid years at this level. There was really no decline. He just can't carry a team in the playoffs no more. He's 40 years old.
40-something minutes.
There's superstars now younger than him that can't even carry a team to the playoffs. So how do you expect LeBron to do so? But I think in your best interest, LeBron, if it's not this season, next season, I think you should really consider retiring because you got really nothing else to prove. I think you good. As far as your records go, we did it on the outside of the NBA. Like some of your records are probably not even gonna be touched. Not in this era. Probably the person who's gonna do it is not even born yet, or is still in Pee Wee right now who's going to do it. So,
and they'll have to come in at the age of 19, which that's not very likely.
Right. And playing at a top level and being at that, it doesn't really seem like, not saying it's not possible. Of course, anything's possible, but
anything's possible.
It's going to be hard for someone to get even close to some of the accomplishments. So, in just your best interest, LeBron, you might want to go ahead and sit your ass down, because they just going to keep throwing shots at you the more you keep getting bounced out the first round.
All right, son. Mine is going to go to Giants draft choice rookie Abdul Carter. Come on, man, sit your ass down. For you to fix your mouth to think you're going to unretire Lawrence Taylor's number so you can wear it.
That's crazy.
And you ain't played one down yet.
Nothing
yet. You ain't even reported to camp yet. And they're going to take his number out of the rafters off the side of the building. This is LT, man. This dude was an MVP as a defensive player.
As a linebacker.
You're going to take his number and wear it. Come on, man. For you to even just fix your mouth to say that, even fix your brain to think that, sit your ass down. Even if you just say your first 3 seasons, you were all pro, well, you'd want to keep your number because you've proven that I'm that dude.
Right.
But you're not that dude. I don't even know if you're going to even be able to play a full season this year, because you still have some questions about your shoulder, some questions about your leg or your ankle, whatever that was injured coming out of school. Maybe it was your foot. Anyway, you have some question marks about you just being able to suit up for 17, 18 games. So why do you think they're going to take a chance on you to unretire one of the greatest ever? Now, not just one of the greatest defensive players, but one of the greatest ever to play football. They're going to let you wear his number. Man, sit your ass down. You're exactly why we created this segment. For people like you with that thought process.
Sit your ass down.
Please.
And thank you, because you need to.
You need to.
No, not
all right. Good stuff. Good stuff. Ooh, we went over quite a bit, man. Definitely had to give our flowers to Coach Pops. I didn't want him to pass away on us, and we'd be like, man, we would have, could have, should have.
Right, we should have said something.
Should have said something. This is me and D's format. This is our opportunity to talk sports and do it the way we do it. You know how we do it. And so, yeah, we thank you all for listening. Of course, always thank you for listening to the Me and D Pops and Son podcast. Oh, for that ass. For that ass. For that ass. D, tell them.
Man, all right, y'all. But until next time, I'ma holler.